We're going to move on because we don't have much time. And this is now to focus on golden arrows being able to travel up to the Highfeld and get themselves all 3 points at the expense of Kaizer Chiefs. Now, John T, I know you're watching this one closely because in the weeks leading up to this past weekend, you would always be hearing Stuart Baxter speaking about just a mathematical thing, that stands between them and Sundowns. Just a matter of games in hand. Seem to be the only problem.
Look,
But as you would have found out at the weekend, it's not the only problem. No.
yeah, I like the way you introed that with "let's focus on golden arrows," because I think lots of Chiefs fans will want you to just focus on golden arrows. But
Yeah, no, for
with
sure.
Chiefs, look, I think Baxter was talking the right game in the sense of it's pointless giving up. It's pointless. I don't know. Pirates,
Yeah.
I know that Mandon Sikazi and Fadu David were sort of going, oh, it's over. And then Chiefs did beat Pirates in the derby with Baxter saying we're still in the title race. So it did look like a decent effort. Then they got this reprieve, which is a whole nother debate. But just to touch on that briefly.
No,
First,
we're going to circle back to that one.
no,
So
well, firstly, I'll shout my opinion out now and the guys can chip in. But firstly, the PSL's decision that no game can be cancelled because of COVID-19 is a nonsense. We're in the middle of a global pandemic with people's lives at risk. That was a nonsense. But you take Cape Amoya United and you take 3 points off them, and then Chiefs get away with it. That's just total double standards. So the rule is a nonsense, but it's still double standards. That's my position on that. And then you've got a situation where Chiefs get this reprieve. They've got these 4 games in hand. They're playing Arrows at home. You think they're going to put up a performance. They're going to come out on the pitch. They're going to hammer Arrows. Then they're going to be even more vocal about how they're right back in the title race. Oh, they were rubbish. They didn't play well. They didn't have a good game. Arrows were the better side. Matoho's error was an error. Matiza took his goal really well. But I don't know with Chiefs, And then there's all this talk about, oh, we miss our fans. You haven't won a trophy for 7 years. I mean, your fans have certainly
were there. They were there for those non-winning years.
They were the fans. It's a mentality thing with Chiefs. I don't know. They are great. They're a very well marketed team. They just don't produce on the pitch. Especially in recent times. I mean, there was a period when they very much did, a period when Baxter was in charge and they very much did. But Baxter has come back to a very different Chiefs, a Chiefs that isn't used to winning and then is almost certainly not going to win again this season. So I just think that, jokes aside, they're not in the title race. And I don't know if they ever were. To be fair, Sundowns have been walking this title from day one.
Yeah.
Sundowns need to now win the Champions League simply because they're the one team that really, I mean, they've nailed this domestic thing down, and their next step is to be more dominant in Africa because it's been 6 years since they won the Champions League. Chiefs again. They need. I don't know what they need, but
I was about to ask you, what do they need?
I don't know what they need, but they need. I don't know. Maybe Kevin knows as a coach. It's just
anyone want to offer?
He was talking earlier about getting players in that are going to suit your system and that kind of thing. Maybe Chiefs just don't do that. Maybe I don't know. I mean, there's certainly elements of Chiefs recruitment that needs some work. If you look at the players they brought in over the years. But I'll leave the rest of it to the other guys. I've said my piece.
Do you think there's unity in that technical team, John T? Do you think
I don't know. It doesn't look like it with Baxter and Arthur Zwane. It just looks like there's a bit of a difference there. I don't know. I'm not privy to what's going on 100%, but it doesn't look 100% like they're on the same page. It looks a bit like Baxter and Dylan Shepherd are on the same page, and maybe Arthur Zwane is on a different page. I don't know. But that's what it looks like from the outside.
Brighton, you're saying, yeah. Why are you saying that? Are you picking up the same vibes?
Yeah, because look at it this way. When there was a time when Baxter, before he came in, when Arthur Zwane took over. Remember when Coach Gav went to Chiefs, he came with Dylan Shepherd, right? However, the team had made it clear that Arthur Zwane is the first assistant. Therefore, when Gav left, Arthur took charge, and he did reasonably okay, to a point that he took the team to the semi-final and actually to the final. And for me, with the trend that we've been going with, especially in South African football, we always have that sense where when a assistant coach steps in and he does well, he doesn't get rewarded. And it does leave a bitter taste, especially if it's a local coach. And then now you start having these corridor conversations where we're like, maybe had we left him, we could have won it, or this and that. And it does play a psychological effect on the main guy, because he feels like Arthur now suddenly feels like, I've done it. I was the coach. I took charge. And even now during Coach Baxter's absentia during COVID and so forth, he keeps on popping up and he feels like he's doing well. Maybe now he has the confidence to say, I need to take charge. And since, well, we don't know with regards to the hierarchy, who's giving Arthur this information to say he's the man, and who's giving Stuart and Dylan to say you guys are in charge. So that break of communication can lead to so much mayhem, whereby now within the technical team, there's no trust. And part of it, I'd feel like, okay, I know Dylan is that side, and with Lee, quite obvious, he goes where Daddy goes, you know. So now he somehow feels like, you know. So and then with Arthur, will somehow feel like, okay, I am Kaizer Chiefs. I'm the culture of this team, having played for this team and being the coach and so forth. So within those structures, we can't run away from those things. These are the things that happen on a daily basis in South African football, where there's a challenge of a guy who's there, I know the culture of the team, I missed this team, and then there's now this one who's saying, but I've done this for this team, so who do we believe in? So within that, all these effects, they do come to play within the team, because remember, Soso can attest to that. When you are a player, there'll be advices that are coming from different angles, right? Coach Kevin has his own players, the assistant coach has his own players, and now there'll be a break in between, you know, where it says, okay, who do we listen to? That split that happens now, it says, who do we listen to? And within that, it's always visible on the field of play, because they are blowing hot and cold, they're disjointed. I don't know, when you look at Kaizer Chiefs, you're like, whoa, what's happening? You know, all those kind of things. And that on its own, I think it's one of the things that needs to be fixed on top, because yeah, that's where probably the problem is. They need to define structures and roles to say who's who. Lefe, what's your role? Kaizer Junior, what's your role, and so forth. And then probably do rub off better. Like John Tia said, that it's a good marketable team and so forth. They've been doing well on that aspect. And when they were doing that, they were presenting a united front. That's why they started winning things. But now, because there's all these, you know, splits and whatnot, it is visible, because it is rubbing off on the field. That's my observation, actually.
No, for sure. To the two coaches, Soso and Coach Kevin, I mean, looking at it, do you sense that there is maybe a sense of, you know, a younger, newer generation of thinking in Arthur, who maybe, you know, is clashing a little bit with the methods of Stuart Baxter? What have you guys seen a tactical evolution from the coach ever since he's come back, or, you know, is he pretty much stuck in these ways? Well, because to Brighton's point, people don't know what's happening at Kaizer Chiefs. Coach Kevin, you've known Coach Baxter a long time. Is this symptomatic of what he does, or, you know, is this more in line with just the game moves so fast that as a coach, you have to keep yourself on top of everything as far as trends and ways to approach games?
Yeah, look, Gamza, firstly, you have to correct John D. It's one decision was made by the PSL, the other decision was made by the SAFA. So it's two different bodies, John D. As far as the COVID thing is
concerned. I know that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm also saying that why is the PSL leaving that decision to SAFA? I mean, they now appeal the decision. I mean, ludicrous
Yeah.
situation.
It is.
No, I just want to tell you that. That's all.
Yeah,
I know you knew that.
I knew that.
It's good for reading because now you say, well, NSL, the PSL said Cape Moyo deduct 3 points. SAFA said no, they are within their rights to replay the games. So
Well, I accepted,
let's see.
Cape Moya, the PSL took the 3 points and then SAFA upheld. My understanding is SAFA upheld, but did not
Oh,
hold.
jeez. Oh, my
Yeah.
Oh,
goodness.
yes.
That's even more
It went to
confusing.
arbitration. I don't know if it was SAFA arbitration, but it went to arbitration and it was upheld. And this one has gone to arbitration and been reversed or whatever.
Yeah, but maybe Cass will get involved. Like we said earlier, maybe Cass will get involved.
Why is
Let's
it
see.
every season
Every season.
you know, I need to wait and say, okay, I know Black Leopards, they won't get relegated. They probably have a protest which
Yes,
we didn't
yes.
hear about it or something. It's insane every season. Hence, I'm saying my argument now is that as South Africans, we say we are a footballing nation. However, we're still far behind with regards to administration, with regards to mentality, with regards to development, and so many things. Yet we're saying we are a footballing nation. And at the same time, we're like, okay, we need to be up there with so and so. But the way of thinking and the way we do things, it's totally different. For example, I made that example a couple of months when we were playing qualifiers. We kept on saying, okay, Hugo Bruce, his mandate is not to qualify. Then what is it? What are we doing? You know, and then now we start winning. We say, okay, now we see that there's a chance. We're saying, no, we need to qualify. We need to qualify. We need to pick a struggle because we're saying
Yes.
road to 2022. We thought this road 2022 was not going to arrive. It's 2022 Qatar. Where are we? We've been saying 5 years. Stuart Baxter is building road to 2022, and here we are again. We're saying Hugo Bruce now he needs to. What is he building for? 2030 or whatever. So, yeah,
2020. I don't know.
yeah,
One of them.
exactly.
The next
Because-
AFCON. The next AFCON.
I've got an I think Brighton spoke very, very, very well about what is going on at Chiefs. I think it's a slump that they can't afford to go through for so long. Like we said, they say they're missing their fans. It's 7 years. We only in 2 years pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So what happened to the 5 years? We were in hospital for 5 years. We were in hospital. It's like I said, and I look back and I look at where I was, Ali. They were in a slump for 3 years, 4 years. They only managed to go into the quarterfinals of AFCON, of the Champions League. They managed to lose once or twice to Wydad or Raja in the finals, and they never made. And then they had to come out, and that's the same caliber of team Pirates and Chiefs and Sundowns have to be consistently. So the slump that Chiefs is now is too long. It's too long, and Brighton said it well. There's a lot that's going on within the management, within the coaching staff, and at the same time, don't give someone who's played for you, who's won your trophies, promote him to be a coach. You give him the reign as head coach, but you don't outline that you are not our man, because that is the wrong thing to do with Arthur Zwane. Number one, it is totally wrong to do that to him.
To string him along, yeah.
To string him along, and maybe make him feel that he can take the reign of the team. As it is now, Arthur will never be the head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. But tell him that, and make sure he understands that, so that whoever comes in, and like Brighton says, Gavin comes in with Dylan, and Dylan is obviously coming with Gavin, so he's second assistant. So now here comes Stuart Baxter, and he's still second assistant. But the guy who took them to the Champions League final was Arthur Zwane, and Dylan as the second. So it sends wrong messages. And this is where, Gamza, this is where we need to have people watching from the top, saying, hey, what you are doing is wrong. No matter what explanation you come with, no matter what explanation telling me that you're putting him there. No, 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 no. Bring him in here, put him around the table, and we tell him straight, you are going to be the second assistant forever. And when we promote you,
that's it.
when we promote you to the first team, we will promote you to the first team forever. And when you fail, you will be fired. And I know these people do this. They will say, no, 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 no. Just take the team now. You know, if it doesn't go well, you know, you still got a job for life. No, no, no.
Like there's no
And
stakes there. There's no skin in
yes,
the
there's
game.
no stakes. But as a coach as well, you have to have ethics. Yourself. You can't take the loaf and eat it half. You can't say, if they give you the job, you say, listen, give me the job and I'm gonna run with it. If you plan on bringing someone in, then count me out. Get someone else to run the job.
So you'd never do a three wise men situation, coach?
Three wise men. If I'm an
Sundowns.
owner,
Would you no, as in like coaches, co-coaching? Would you ever co-coach with the one or two other coaches? No.
Not me personally. No, I never. I'm either the assistant coach or I'm the head coach. Finish.
Really? You can't do okay. Not the no other options for you.
I can't do the other option. I don't think it's fair. I think it's something that someone is trying. Someone is trying that, but I will never do it. I can never do that.
Interesting.
No, not
interesting.
me. Not me.
Okay. As we head down
I love the honesty.
stretch,
I love the honesty. I love the honesty. I mean, it fails so many people comes out to honestly open up to such and say this is how they feel about certain positions, because now these are the things we these are the corridor conversations I'm talking about. You know that you don't want to be co-coaching with someone. However, you take the job and then now there's clashes of heads. And then you want to pretend as if you didn't know this was going to happen. You get my point. Rather be open and honest. I love how he knows. He's always been my father. He knows. I love his personality. I love everything about him, you know. But one thing I love, it's similarities to Antonio Conte, who he looks at the profiling of the team and he sees if the project fits in within his criteria, he takes the job. And if he feels like, no, it's not working, it doesn't care what team is it. It can be Real Madrid or whatever. He tells you straight, no, it's not part of my project. And that's it. That's honesty. That's it.
Okay. Well, interesting. So picking your brain now.